Hey, what's up, guys? So recently, I made a Facebook post talking about how I'm not a big believer in affirmations and fake it till you make it as a way to propel yourself to motivation and success. And I know a lot of people disagree with me because they believe that if you do those things, it will change your mindset and eventually you will take action and you will have success. And I'm not saying that's never happened before because I'm sure it has, or people wouldn't continually talk about it. But from my experiences, what I've found is that the only things that work for me, when I look back and I say, why the hell am I doing this? Is this ever going to work out? The only things that work for me is being able to look back at how far I've come, where did I start, what did I do along the way, and how did I get to where I am? For instance, I live a really cool life here in Florida now. I live in a really nice housing area. I own a beautiful townhouse. We have this great rec center with every amenity you can think of, right? And not even 4 years ago, my house was in foreclosure. I had a massive tax lien. I had a $10 million lawsuit pending. I had a gun to my head for much of it. And so I'm able to look back and say, I've come here where I am from where I was. And even though right now in this moment, I don't really like my circumstances, there's a lot of stuff I'm working on that's just not working out. There are some things that I wish were different. But looking back, the difference, the contrast is so massive that I'm like, okay, I did that and I can do that again in an even bigger way. Okay. So that right there is what motivates me and probably would motivate a lot more people if they actually did the next thing that's important. And the next thing is taking action. If I didn't take any action, if I would have just shot myself and killed myself, that would have been it. It would have been over for me. My story ends right there. If I would have just done nothing, I would have got evicted from my house. I would have just had a lawsuit pending on me for the rest of my life that would have, garnished my wages. I would have never had a bank account again because the IRS would have just destroyed my life in that way. And I would have been done, right? But let's say I did nothing and I just lived that way, right? My life would have sucked. I would have been screwed. So the only thing that got me out of that situation and to where I am today was taking massive action. I had to find a way to deal with the IRS. The story about that's crazy. I had to find a way to deal with that $10 million lawsuit. Again, another crazy story. I had to deal with a bankruptcy. I had to deal with finding a way to get cash to pack up all the stuff that I had in the house so it didn't go away with the house when it was foreclosed on, and then driving all that stuff to Florida to start a new life and start a business that I didn't even really know if it would continue to grow or if anybody would even buy my stuff. And I might just have the same situation happen here that I had happen there. But I had to take action to find out whether it could work or not. So the key to everything is taking action, and not just a little bit of action, taking massive action. Massive action is the only thing that has ever solved any problem in my life. Yes, affirmations are awesome. Yes, meditations are awesome. Law of attraction, all this cool stuff that you've probably heard me talk about over the years that has really helped propel me on this journey that I've been on. Those are all awesome. But if I just sat in a Zen mode and I meditated all day, I really don't think anything would happen. It might. I don't know. You never know the randomness of the universe. But I am a firm believer that no matter what you do, whether you meditate, whether you pray, whether you say affirmations, an element of action is always required. And not just a little bit of action, massive action. Make a huge plan and then do it. And I think the main reason why most people who aren't having success aren't actually having success is because they do all the things leading up to the action step. And then when the action step time comes, they don't do it. They don't take action. And then they end up in these perpetual loops where they're complaining that nothing's working and that, they're a victim and all this stuff. And it just never ends for them. And then what they do is they find out that, they made it into their 40s, 50s, 60s. And quite honestly, at some point it ends for you. Your health is going to fail. Your money's going to run out. Your energy's going to go down. It will end at some point. So my moral of the story of this video is to take massive action. Stop talking about it. Stop telling other people what you're going to do. Stop asking the universe for things. Stop praying to God. All those things, like I said, are good at some point, but at some point you have to draw a line, take action, and just do it. Doing that will create that contrast from when it used to suck to where you are now. And then you can proudly look back and say, wow, I did that. I acquired those skills along the way. And no matter whatever happens to me for the rest of my life, no one can take that experience away from me, and I can always do it again. That's my message for today. Have a great day.